Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Sorry, but not sorry. Boxing talk with CamJNetwork, man. Tank Roach fight week. The fight is tomorrow, man. Both guys in great shape, man. The weigh-in just happened earlier today, man. It's definitely lit. I'm just gonna give my predictions on these four particular fights and nothing else. And let me get some going real quick. Share to my guys. I guess I'll use my followers on this today too. All right. Something else I need to do as well. So, let me share something real quick. Boom, boom. There go too. That's all I need for real. Because we just gonna work and cook up, man. So you already know, man, the vibes. It's Tank fight week, man. You already know the vibes, man. Tank, 30-0, 28 knockouts, man. Lamont Roach, 25-1 with 10 knockouts, man. It's gonna be a crazy fight, man. A lot of people have been shitting on this fight, but this fight gonna be a lot more competitive what y'all think. You know what I mean? I truly believe in this fight for sure. But for sure, it's gonna be crazy, man, tomorrow night, man. It's gonna be electric. Hey, Tank already broke the record for his last fight at the Barclays with Rolly in the fight already. You know what I mean? And he's almost about to break the all attendance for all events at the Barclays Center, which is the Rolling Stones own that record. He's on pace to breaking that, man. Like, it's almost a sold out event. Pretty much is sold out. There's only a limited amount of tickets left up there. And it's going to be crazy tomorrow, man. The prelims start at 5, and then the pay-per-view starts at 8 o'clock, man. So we already know the vibes. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just start from the top to the bottom. I ain't going to get into the prelim fights, but the prelim fights they got a couple of bangers on the prelim fights for sure, too. But let's get to the first fight with J-Rock Williams, man, versus Younes Talez, man. Like, this fight, Younes Talez is 9-0, 7 knockouts. J-Rock, 29-4, 17 knockouts. But, you know, it ain't look good from J-Rock, man, in recent time, man. Like, this is basically like J-Rock in gatekeeper mode for real, man. Like, to be honest. Like, he in gatekeeper mode at this point. And, you look at it, I'm looking at their last opponents, like last year, J-Rock won, he beat this guy, Gustavo Vittori, which, you know, ain't like that. Dude was 29-15. He knocked him out in the second round. You know what I mean? And then you go to, you know, Younes Talez last fight. He fought Johan Gonzalez. That was 35-3, and he knocked him out in the 7th round. You know what I mean? This is Younes Talez's first 12-round fight. Now, that's definitely something to pay attention to, because this is first 12-round fight. But right now, PBC they're promoting Talez as one of those, up-and-coming guys at that 160 division. You know what I'm saying? He 9-0. He got 7 knockouts, so he been knocking shit out. Like, he got, like, out of his last 4 fights, he got 3 knockouts. You know what I mean? And he's been active. You know what I'm saying? He's fought 4 times in the last 2 years. So he's fought twice in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And he's young. You know, J-Rock, you know, looking at his, you know, of course, he won his last fight, but he fought, you know, some dude that was a scrub pretty much. Dude was 29-15, Gustavo Vittori. You know what I'm saying? He knocked him out in the second round. But then he lost in 2023 to Carlos Adames, and I remember that fight. You know what I'm saying? Adames, you know what I'm saying? He stopped him in the 9th round. And then, you know, looking back, like, he lost at his last 5 fights. He lost 3 at his last 5 fights, and then he got knocked out twice out of his last 5 fights. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at it, I think this is a fight where I think Tellez is like the up and coming guy where he ends up getting the win. J-Rock is going to fight competitive. He's going to have the crowd behind him because he definitely is a DMV guy. You know what I mean? But I think this fight will be competitive, but don't be surprised if Tellez stop J-Rock at some capacity, man, for real. Young dude Tellez is tall. He got a lot of range, and he aggressive. Where, like, he put that pressure on you, where, like, he makes his punches count. You know what I mean? And he's a slick fighter, too, man. Got great footwork, too, man. So J-Rock gonna really have to be focused in this fight, man, 100%, man. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he got his training well. I know he got Bradman as his coach, you know what I mean? So hopefully he definitely be 100. But for me personally, I'm taking Tellez in this fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. And we'll go from on the next fight for sure. I'm taking Tellez on that fight, though. Next fight, Alberto Puello versus Sandor Martin, man. This is, like, all 4 of these fights, by the way, all 4 of these fights on the pay-per-view is all championship fights, by the way. You know what I mean? The Tellez and J-Rock, that's for an interim WBA title at 160. And then this fight right here, Alberto Puello and Sandor Martin, is for the WBC 140 title. And this fight is crazy part, this is Devin Haney's title right here, necessarily, for real. Because he vacated this title after he lost, and then he had the no contest with Ryan Garcia, because they ended up mandating Sandor Martin as Devin Haney's mandatory. And they had a purse bid for the fight. Top Rank was the only promotional company that bid for the fight, and Sandor Martin is a top-ranked fighter, and he was the mandatory already. You know what I'm saying? That took, he took two paydays pretty much, to where he took step-aside money. He took 2 step-aside monies, paydays for Devin Haney, pretty much, when Devin Haney fought Regis Prograis and when he fought Ryan Garcia, obviously. So, no, Devin Haney didn't like the fight for real, and he ended up vacating the title. And now he's at 147, and now last on the scene, Alberto Puello, he fought Gary Anton Russell, ironically, in the last fight, and that was for the interim WBC title at 140. And Puello won that fight by a split decision. And now you got Puello as the regular champion now, due to Devin Haney ended up, vacating that title, and he was the interim champion. They made him the regular champion now. So now he's fighting Sandor Martin as the mandatory that Devin Haney was supposed to fight. And now we got this fight here, man. This is going to be a interesting fight. Puello fought a real slick fight and great fight last fight with Gary Anton Russell, man. And I'm gonna just check out like, he fought Gary Anton Russell last fight, won by split decision. Then he beat Hector Madeira by decision. You know what I'm saying? You just look at Puello. He's 23-0 with 10 knockouts. He's not much of a power puncher, but If you watch him, he's a real slick fighter, real slick offensively. Like, he takes, different angles, kind of similar to Lomachenko. You know what I mean? And Sandor Martin, 42-3, 15 knockouts. Not much of a knockout artist himself. Gonna be interesting in this fight for real, man, because Sandor Martin, his last fight, he came off of knocking out this guy, Muhammad Marcucci, you know what I'm saying, which pretty much was a layup for top rank, pretty much. Then Arblin Kaba, you know what I'm saying, like, his last valuable fight was Teofimo Lopez, but you remember Sandor Martin is the guy that beat Mikey Garcia back in the day, too, before Mikey Garcia retired. You know what I mean? So, Sandor Martin is a real slick fighter, and some people felt that Sandor Martin beat Teofimo Lopez in that fight for real. Like, it was a real competitive fight, man. So, we'll see about this shit for real in this fight. This is definitely a 50-50 fight because the styles of it is pretty much similar. Both not power punchers, both slick fighters, and take, difficult angles and stuff to set up punches, and they both, counter pretty well. If it's to me to pick, I'm picking Puello in this fight because of, his height and his range. And I just think he's more athletic than Sandor Martin. And I feel like he packed more power on his punch. You know what I'm saying? And Sandor Martin has fought a lot of fights, man. Like 45 professional fights, man. A lot of wear and tear on your body fighting a lot of those fights, man. Grueling fights. And, and I'm taking Puello, too, especially if it come down to the decision. You know what I'm saying? Puello's a PBC guy. I ain't saying that, like, motherfuckers going to be on scrap shit, but, you know what I mean? I'm just saying in general, I got Puello, like, by decision in this fight. You know what I'm saying? I say either by UD or split decision in this fight. I mean, and it takes me on to the co-main event. The co-main event, man. Rayo Valenzuela versus Gary Anton Russell, man, for Rayo Valenzuela WBA 140 title, man. Rayo 14-2, 9 knockouts. Gary Anton Russell 17-1, 17 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? He had 100% knockout rate. You know what I'm saying, at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested in this fight for real. This is definitely a real good style class of fight. You know what I mean? Rayo showed in his last fight against Pitbull that, he can box he can, box, technically sound. You know what I mean? Showed his skills in that fight, you know what I'm saying? And really outclassed, Pitbull in that last fight, you know what I'm saying? So, Gary Anton Russell, man, coming off, you know what I'm saying, losing to Alberto Puello in his last fight, man. And he was on a tear before that, man. Just looking at him, man, like Kent Cruz, knocked him out. He was 16-0. Then, Rancis Bartholomew, 29-1. He knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? Victor Postal knocked him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Gary Anton Russell was on the tear, man. And then you got, Rayo, man. Rayo, he beat Pitbull Cruz, and then he beat Chris Colbert, you know what I'm saying, with a knockout in that fight. But before that, he lost to Chris Colbert in a decision, which a lot of people felt that he won that fight. That's why they ended up running that fight back. And then he did get knocked out by Edwin De Los Santos in the third round. It was a good fight early, but he ended up getting knocked out in that fight, man. I don't know, man. I'm taking Gary Anton Russell with the upset in this fight. I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking Gary Anton Russell in this fight. I just think, I think Gary is gonna have a control pressure for his fighting Rayo. Rayo already said in the interview that he gonna have to fight on the inside a little bit more in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And use his reach and use his length. You know what I mean? So Gary Anton Russell's gonna have to be really disciplined and really focused and pick his shots very well. You know what I'm saying? And be very focused in the fight. And I think he can get the job done. He has the power to knock Rayo out. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know what I'm saying? I think he got more power than Edwin De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion. But I'm taking Gary Anton Russell in that fight, man, for sure. And it takes it to the main event, man. The main event, man. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, man. And you already know, man, Tank Davis been on the tear. Been on the tear, man. You already know. 30-0, 28 knockouts. Lamont Roach, 25-1-1. 10 knockouts. He's the WBA champion at 130. He's coming up to 135 to fight Tank, even though Lamont Roach is a guy that fought several times in the at the 135 division, and he fought at 140 a couple times as well in his career. And he's the bigger than Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? The guy weighed in at 135 today, and Tank weighed in at 133.8 today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody made weight on the card. And Tank, you know what I'm saying? You already know he coming off the devastating knockout to Frank Martin last year. You know what I mean? Highlight reel. You know what I mean? Beat Ryan Garcia before that, then beat Hector Garcia before that. They got a mutual foe in Hector Garcia, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because Lamont Roach beat Hector Garcia for that 130 WB title, you know what I'm saying, in 2023. He's been champion since, and Lamont Roach been on the tear, man. Like he's been winning several, you know what I'm saying, the last few years, bro. He been on the tear. He ain't lost two since, you know, he only lost one fight, and that was to Jamal Herring. But that's the only common fault they got is in Hector Garcia. And Tank obviously stopped Hector Garcia, you know what I'm saying? And this fight, man, I think this is going to be a real competitive fight, like I said before, man. I got Tank winning this fight, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say between 7 and 9. Between 7 and 9. So just pay attention. You already know between 7 and 9 before between 10. Don't be surprised. I can say between 7 and 12. This may go into the championship rounds. I think this is going to be a real competitive fight, man, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people don't understand, like, with this, like, Lamont Roach has skill. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach can beat a lot of y'all favorite fighters possibly too. You know what I'm saying? That's being real. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, be ready for this fight tomorrow night, man. You already know I'm going to probably go live again in the morning and, you know, kind of, you know, go over this fight a little bit more. But that's just my simple predictions right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to CamJNetwork. Like and comment on this video, man. You already know the vibes, man. About to upload this to the channel. And we lit, man. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach tomorrow night is up tomorrow, you dig? Salute to you. Sorry but not sorry. Boxing talk, you dig?